Right. Without further ado, please can you make loads and loads and loads of noise for a very special person, even if they paint the city blue. Portsmouth's Poet Laureate, Sam Cox! And Annette, sorry. Hey.
It is great to be back at the Art House. And this first poem is about going back as well, because I grew up in Stratford, East London, which is now the Olympic Village. And I went back recently to see all of the changes that had taken place. And this poem is about that journey. It's called Time and Place. My story, my memories, the place where I belong. 1979, a time, a city skyline. I, a 5-year-old poet, imagination racing to keep up with the pedals on my bicycle. Grazed knees, wide eyes revealing old soul. Gracing East End estate playgrounds with delighted screams of wonder. Proudly wearing my favourite Incredible Hulk t-shirt. Green edge, plimsolls, frayed jeans, busy chasing out urban dinosaurs, dragons and monsters to keep my cul-de-sac safe. I played on concrete streets, but was earthed in wildlife. My childhood anything but grey. There were notes of expression rising from voices finely tuned by beautiful collisions of experiences. In a London sprawling savannas, recreation grounds, green plains of fascination. High-rise mirrored forest reflecting the sun, setting and surfacing. Swollen pride, cracked pavements, living histories, tube train expeditions, bright lights, fruit and veg markets, all offering stories that would help me to write who I would be. Fast forward 20 years or so. Lost teenage poems found on one-day travel cards, helping me to return to my former home. Retracing footprints of a childhood that took in an expanse that now is a destination for Olympic dreams. And as I look at the horizon of my memories, now lit with grand arenas and vantage points, I have an image that I've always carried. Poems that kept racing on streets that now proudly lead to a stadium of possibilities. And this year the world looks on, sees a new skyline that we've always believed in. A stadium we always saw. Tracks of life that led a 5-year-old poet to find her words. Olympic beliefs that graced London 2012. An arena not constructed, but revealed. In the torches of inspiration that lit childhoods, we pass them on knowing that wherever we are, it's not about arriving in moments, but the journeys we take with us, the poems and places, the stories told with sweet tears of bravery, the things we make happen, the smiles and changing landscapes, calibrated by celebrations of togetherness. Our understanding in not just where we look or live, but what we see from inner compass points, because this is where I'm from. My story, my memories, the place where I belong. Thanks, we're going to try and race through this one. This goes out as a message to anyone that gets buzzed out from those talent show competitions, or anyone that's ever been afraid to come up and recite at the microphone. This is called Spotlight. Universe saw the ballet waiting behind our eyes, heard our poem before we put pen to paper, knew that beyond the frozen landscapes of silence our voices danced to the pulse of inner rhythms. uncertainty left us waiting for the spotlight, undiscovered in the dark, hesitating, listening to somebody else's music to signify our movement. In between every breath, always hopeful, watching the grace of others, longing to be released from our still images. We believed that sometimes that spotlight would never find its way to our feet. Seemed even to pass us by, overlook our beauty, failed to see the dance that we could feel radiating on the inside, but the universe saw the ballet waiting behind our eyes, heard our poem before we put pen to paper, knew that beyond the frozen landscape of silence, our voices danced to the pulse of inner rhythms. And so we reached out, trying to fill the spaces between our poems to shape sounds, three-dimensional music, physical metaphors, muscular vowels and consonants. We trace words without needing an audience, just believing in the power of expression. No choreography, no script, just improvised notes, muscles arched, limbs in flight, but only ever our reflection staring back at us. Yet this universe saw the ballet waiting behind our eyes, heard our poem before we put pen to paper, knew that beyond the frozen landscape of silence our voices danced to the pulse of inner rhythms. So we began a journey, dancing in the dark without an audience. We just moved to the music on the inside, believing in art that takes shape as we fill the spaces around us in bravery, knowing that one day that pulse, that calling to do more than just survive, to weave our artistry, to narrate stories, let voices echo, talents emerge, to follow the desire, the dreams, the inspiration, will finally make that spotlight find us. So we let go, following the twisting calligraphy, breaking out into our songs, more alive than ever before, gifted with inspiration, because when you truly feel the poem or the dance, see the colours hiding on blank canvas, the figures trapped beneath stone waiting to be sculptured, you can't ignore the universe. Her seasons call you to lead, not follow, to release spirit and celebration. In order to create sometimes you have to take a leap of faith in dancing outside the spotlight, to discover the unique signature of your performance. So if the poem's in you, you can't ignore it. You have to lift your pen to paper and write, and when the noise of fear tries to hold you back, just listen to the simplicity and power in following your art. And know that when or if you dare to dance, the spotlight and music will find you wherever you are.